Welcome into the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Another day, another dollar, another day, another green candle for Bitcoin. We have reached a new all-time high. That's probably going to be the theme for the rest of the month. Every day is a new all-time high. We managed to reach a price of a high of over $93,000 for the price of Bitcoin. So we're going to take a look at that. Are the alts catching up? Are we seeing a rotation into alts? It's an interesting market this time around. If you were around in previous cycles, this is my third cycle now. In prior cycles, it almost followed a hierarchy where Bitcoin would pump, then the top 20 would pump, then the top 50 would pump, and then everything would pump. This cycle is a lot more degenerate. This cycle is a lot more new project focused. So you're seeing Bitcoin pump, and then you're seeing like low caps pump. The alts, the big alts aren't seeing a whole lot of love, with the exception of Doge, which we're also going to get. We're also going to take a look at. Doge has been slaying, but Doge is the king of meme coins, so that leads into that more degenerate speculative thought process for the market participants this time around. But yeah, let's just dive right into the charts and take a look at the king of all crypto, that is Bitcoin. But before we get into the TA, just a quick reminder, this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, and trading or investing in cryptocurrency comes with risks. Always do your own research and consult with a professional if needed. Any use of trading bots or strategies should be tested and fully understood before implementation. Stay smart, stay safe, and trade responsibly. Let's get into the charts. And we will start things off here on the daily. If you missed yesterday's stream, or I guess it wasn't yesterday. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? The last stream. Everything's kind of blurring together already. If you missed the last stream, we did a point and figure count on this consolidation that we're looking at here. So the value of this consolidation was about $63,000, meaning that the breakout should achieve targets that are about $60,000, and that count gave us a price target of $118,000 to $125,000 using the Wyckoff method of price analysis for targets based off of consolidation. Excuse me. So how quickly are we going to reach those targets? Is this kind of an end of year target? Is this an end of month target? Is this an end of week target? We will have to find out, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about the emotional side of things, because I feel like a lot of people were taken off guard by this move, even though we've been calling it, saying that this is exactly what was going to happen. It was, and we even said that it was going to take most people off guard. If you've been a viewer of the channel for a while, I'm hoping that we were able to mentally prepare you for this. And kudos if you were able to capitalize on it. But anyways, the emotional side of this type of trading right here is people are begging and pleading for a pullback. They want a dip. They want to get value. They want to make an entry because they feel like they missed the entry. The thing is, when Bitcoin breaks out of these multi-month accumulations, it just goes. It just goes. The pullbacks are short, the pullbacks are shallow, and the pullbacks are not convincing. They're not convincing enough. You know, you will see the price pull back a little bit, and you'll think to yourself, oh, here it is. Here's the pullback. I can't wait for it to pull back to this support level or that support level. But even just it stalling, that's the pullback. And then it reverts back to the upside and continues to print green candle after green candle after green candle. Now, not financial advice. Nothing here is financial advice, but there's something to be said about aping into certain market conditions. And these market conditions, for Bitcoin at least, are very rare, where you can just ape in and just like take a look at a later date. But I don't think we're going to see much hesitation on our way up to my target of around $100,000 to $120,000. I think we're just going to go for it. So let's get into some smaller time frames. But before we do that, let's take a look at the chat. Willie is requesting that we take a look at Pepe, the Ordinals Pepe, not the scam Pepe. There is a well-marketed scam on the Ethereum blockchain. That's not what we're interested in. We're interested in Ordinals on the Bitcoin blockchain. That's the Pepe to be looking at. We got Powell W joining in from Florida. Awesome. I love Florida. Sunshine State. Is that right? Sunshine State? I believe that's right. Love Florida. I've spent some time in Miami and, eaten the Cubano sandwich. The Cubano sandwich is my favorite sandwich. Monkey. I don't know what that symbol means. But yeah, let's get into some smaller time frames. So let's go down to the 4 hour. And even this, like, you can dissect this. Let's actually go to the hourly. Let's go to the hourly. You can look at this as a bull flag. So we had a move up, a rally into a bull flag. And the bull flag had higher lows and equal highs. So that is an ascending triangle or an ascending pennant bull flag. And then we came down, got the retest, and now we're ready to take this out. I expect acceleration if we can take out this high. If we take out the high at the all-time high at $93,432 here on the Bitcoin index chart, it's going to take another extension, and that extension will likely be somewhere, okay, if we do the conservative side of things, it'll be something like this. So up to just shy of $100,000. But if we go less conservative and get a measured move from, say, here, the breakout, let's do it like that. We'd be looking at, $103,000, $105,000 for the price of Bitcoin. But yeah, this is the week where Bitcoin makes headlines. This is the area where CNBC and all of the financial news reporters really start to froth over Bitcoin, get the word out that not only is Bitcoin not dead and not at the prices that most people think it's at the highest prices it's ever been, and it's coming in on 100 grand. So looking really good. Would love your thought on track and tap tokens. We will definitely take a look at that. Baja California, beautiful, beautiful. Baja Cali, sir, welcome in. I used to live in California myself. You guys know about these Thai aromatherapy things that everybody in Thailand's all addicted to? They're not addicted. It's just essential oils, but they are nice. I was just in Thailand, grabbed myself a couple of those. The people who have been to Thailand know what I'm talking about. Standard Galactic Alphabet. Oh my, that's quite the name. We're going to have to take a look at that one. All right, 15 minute. Let's see what's going on the 15 minute. 15 minute, we got our bot reset. Got kind of a bullshit trade right here. Going to be fully honest with you. It's just one of those shitty things where it came up high enough that when the stop loss came up, it came to about a 3.5% stop loss, came wick down, and then rallied from there. So kind of a bullshit little trade, but not a huge loss. And we are reset and ready for the breakout, which I think is going to be the bigger move anyways. So looking forward to the next Bangbox trade. If you guys aren't already set up with Bangbox, go to blackbox.pro. That is BLKBOX.pro and get your free account set up today. Free? Like free? Yes, free forever. We don't take money from you. We take money from the exchange. You are paying fees when you trade on a centralized exchange. Doesn't matter if you're on Binance. Doesn't matter if you're on KuCoin. Doesn't matter if you're on BitGet or Blowfin or any of our partners. If you are trading on a centralized exchange, you are paying microtransaction trading fees. We take a percentage of those microtransaction trading fees so that we can operate and run the group, and you get an awesome trading bot. So it's a win-win for everything. The ethics of it are a lot more aligned. The more successful we make you, the more money we make your account, the higher our reward is. So if you guys are interested, follow the links below. Sign up with BitGet if you want coin margined futures, which for a bull market is great. A 10% move in Bitcoin equals you getting 10% more Bitcoin. Or if you want to take the non-KYC option, we are partnered with Blowfin. They have no KYC and they have the occasional deposit bonus. No deposit bonus running right now. We just did a round of deposit bonuses, but Blowfin has no KYC. So if you want no KYC, go with Blowfin. If you want coin margin futures so that you can multiply your Bitcoin and stay in Bitcoin, then get on with BitGet. Good morning from Thailand. So then you know about these. No complaint trade before. We got 20%. That is right. All right. Let's see here. What can we take a look at? Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. We've got to go to the higher time frames for that. Keep breaking through. So I said this blue box is probably the top. It turns out it's not. So maybe we're looking at this green box way up here as the top for Bitcoin dominance. For those who are unaware, if you're in high market cap coins, kind of the top 20 coins, you haven't seen a lot of outperformance in terms of Bitcoin. There are a few random outliers, both in the high caps and a lot in the small caps, actually. There's a lot of shenanigans going on in the small caps. But if you're in the high caps, most of them have not been outperforming Bitcoin. In fact, they've been doing very, very, very poorly against Bitcoin. They've been barely able to keep up with fiat. And the reason for that is this chart keeps trending up. If I can teach you one thing, it would be to understand the Bitcoin dominance chart. As Bitcoin dominance continues to climb higher and higher and higher, you need to run under the assumptions that the alts and their strength compared to Bitcoin, which is exactly what this is representing, strength in an alt compared to Bitcoin, is going to decline. So you want to see this chart going down. This is what an altcoin season looks like right here. See, huge ferocious move to the downside. That is an altcoin season, okay? This is a Bitcoin season, and we've seen that. If you've had a heavily weighted Bitcoin portfolio, you've been doing exceedingly well. Over here as well, we had another altcoin season. It only happens when these are in severe, severe downtrends. Look at this collapse, this was the ICO bubble. Boom, huge downward moving. This will happen again. They are getting shallower, and I expect that trend to continue. I actually expect this floor to be the floor for every altcoin run. So eventually we will get a turnaround here in Bitcoin dominance. Maybe we get a turnaround somewhere up here, and we will fall below this line where altcoin season begins, and we will come all the way back down to this line, and that's when altcoin season concludes, and likely the bear market starts again. So not only can it tell you when to invest in altcoins, but it can also tell you when the bear market is going to start. So keep that in mind. It's a very important metric to pay attention to. All right, let's shift right into some ordinal stuff. We'll take a look at Track. Let's see what's going on with Track. What are my thoughts on Track? My thoughts are, I'm just waiting for the sentiment to shift. This is kind of more of a fundamental play. Track for me is the chain link of Bitcoin, and a lot of people don't understand Chainlink, and a lot of people don't understand Track. It's kind of a FOMO play. People will FOMO into it, still not understanding it. But the only reason that they will do that is when the price is going up. Eventually, we will hit a floor. Eventually, we will start to tick up because the demand for the validator nodes is going to increase. But until that happens, until this stuff goes online, we're going to just trade sideways. We've kind of not seen positive movements in the price of Track thus far. We've seen some good movements in the price of Tap, and that might be leaching some of the FOMO away from Track at the moment. But yeah, it's going to take a little while. I'm not expecting anything. I'm not expecting any big returns or anything exciting coming out of the Track or Tap ecosystem anytime soon. We need a narrative to build, and I think the narrative that will build is going to be with Taproot Swap. So if we go to swap.taproot.com, this is the Uniswap of Bitcoin. Let's go over to the pools. So good, they're making developments already. So total value locked inside of Taproot is only 1.78 Bitcoin. It's a sleeper. It's a sleeper. Nobody's really excited. Where most of the volume came in on November 13th. Most of the volume came in on November 13th. Actually, this is, let's go 1 month. Sorry. Most of the volume came in on November 12th. Oh, we got to go total. Okay, it's 1.78. And it's really only the top three. You've got TAP tokens, you've got the DMT NAT tokens, and you've got the GIB token. So GIB, NAT, and TAP are probably good buys, in my opinion, as this narrative takes back over. But as it stands right now, there's not a lot to be excited for, and there's clearly some bugs. It's saying, only 50,000 sats right now in the pool for volume. That's incorrect. Okay, yeah, there's some bugs to work out. The important thing is they're starting to track TVL. So total value locked is kind of the big way that the Ethereum community measures value. This is clearly marketing towards the DeFi crowd in Ethereum. And if the DeFi crowd in Ethereum builds a narrative that Ethereum's liquidity is leaving for Bitcoin, which it will, this will continue to climb to higher prices. I can pretty much guarantee you that. It's going to build a narrative. And when that narrative takes over, Track is going to moon, Tap is going to moon, and we're going to see really extraordinary valuations for the entire ecosystem. And it's going to lead into a whole DeFi narrative on Bitcoin, because the main narrative right now is Bitcoin can't do smart contracts. Bitcoin can't do DeFi. Hello, it's right here. It's literally here. It's here now. You can do it. Go ahead. So that narrative just needs to be realized, and it hasn't been realized yet. So I'm not worried about the price of Tap. I'm not worried about the price of Track. There's a very strong narrative that's going to go behind that. The Block Runner guys from the YouTube channel Block Runner, they're going to be producing a ton of content to let the world know about it. So it's just a matter of waking up the herd, letting them become aware of the innovations that have been happening on Bitcoin that are counter to the majority narrative. The narrative being that Bitcoin is slow, clunky, doesn't scale, doesn't do smart contracts, doesn't do this, doesn't do that. Newsflash, Bitcoin does everything, and it's the hardest money, so everything's going to be built on Bitcoin. But yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Hello from New Zealand. Let's take a look at Mocha. All right. Hey, mate, how big is the next altcoin Caesar? Bigger than the last one? Hard to say. Hard to say. It's entirely dependent on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is in a better bull market than the last one, we can expect that alts are going to be in a better bull market than the last one. Bitcoin's the DJ. Bitcoin is everything. Bitcoin is pretty much the only chart you really need to pay attention to. You can make some smart allocations into the alts, and then you can start charting your altcoin positions on the performance of Bitcoin. As long as Bitcoin's doing well, your alts are doing well. As soon as Bitcoin goes into a bear market, the alts go to fucking zero, basically. So yeah. Block Runner guys said Tap Track will be ported over to Doge. It can go to any chain. It can go to any chain, which is fucking bonkers when you think about it. What is Bitcoin? The slow, clunky, old tech, and it's literally going to be porting over to every other chain, which means that Ethereum becomes a layer 2 of Bitcoin. It means that Polygon becomes a layer 2 of Bitcoin. It means that Avalanche becomes a layer 2 of Bitcoin. It means that every other blockchain that has been claiming to become like the dominant blockchain is going to become a layer 2 for Bitcoin. which is really cool, an interesting narrative, and one that many are not prepared for, which is what I love so much about Bitcoin, is it's always full of surprises and it's always ready to destroy your thoughts and narratives. All right, Tuker. Before I pull it up on TradingView, I want to see it on CoinGecko. So I'm going to go over to CoinGecko, take a look at Tuker. Oh, Tucker Carlson. Solana meme coin under the political realm. Probably not doing too well. Not doing too well. I don't know. Do we really care about all this shit? When Trump gets into office January 6th, that's pretty much going to be it. That's pretty much going to be it for all of these political memes, in my opinion. In my opinion, they'll be done after that because they rely on a political narrative, and the political narrative is kind of dying off. The election season is over. That's when, narratives go in cycles. So if I was to take a prediction, I think that the narrative here on political-based memes on Solana, they'll probably get one more pump, maybe one more pump, and then they're done. So be on the lookout for what to find as far as an exit strategy on those ones. But let's take a look at it on TradingView. Nice, beautiful little candle, but my God, what an illiquid piece of shit. Ooh boy, when you see a chart like this. So let's talk a little bit about liquidity. If you're trading on a centralized exchange, now this applies to centralized exchanges, not decentralized exchanges, but if you're trading on a centralized exchange and you have a position in Tuker, you need a shit ton of daily volume for you to be able to get out of that position. Unless, you're just putting a couple $100 here. Like if you're not swinging around actual size, then you can get in and out relatively easily, but you do need a high amount of volume to get in and out of positions. Liquidity pools are a little bit different. As long as there's liquidity in the pool, you can pull from it and just pay the slippage. But just be aware, like if you become, let's just pretend that you become a Tuker whale, you're probably not going to get the liquidity out. You'll crush the books and lose half of your position to the liquidity. This is one of the reasons that I like, well, it's one of the many reasons that I like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the most liquid, one of the most liquid assets in the world. Like, no joke. Like, forget fucking crypto. Bitcoin is one of the most liquid assets in the world. You can get in and out with billions of dollars with nominal slippage, if at all slippage. It's a really unique asset in that regard. Now, the other end of the spectrum is these shit coins. Now, when you see prices like this where it's just flat because the price didn't go up or down, it's showing you really, really low liquidity. If we take a look at the 24-hour volume, 24-hour volume is only 3 million Canadian. I should probably change that to the US. $2.7 million in trading volume. That's fuck all. That's nothing. Like, you want at least 50 million. So yeah, just something to be, cautious of. But yeah, I'm not hating the structure, to be fair. I'm not hating the structure, just hating the asset and hating the liquidity. But the structure looks decent. Went through a little bit of an accumulation, if you can call it that. And if it continues to head to higher levels, hey, looks good. Just be aware of insiders. Get into the groups, get into the Telegram or the Discord, and pay attention to the whales. Find the whales and listen to the whales. When the whales tell the community that they are selling, you better be selling. Theta, oh God, why do you want to look at that? We'll take a look. But I'm warning you right now, you may not like what I have to say. I haven't looked at it in months. Months and months and months. I just don't think it's a strong player this cycle. Maca. What is Maca? Man, there's so many fucking crazy ass coins now. Maca coin? I have no idea what this is. Creating the largest Web3 culture. Web3 is becoming a dirty word for me. I really hate that word. Web3. Well, cheap, kind of bullshit looking website. If you can even call it a website, nothing's even loading. It looks like it's a GitHub. It's a Git site. Good Lord, what kind of fucking realm of piece of shit is this? 24-hour trading volume, 25 million. Okay, it's better than Tucker. 445. Launched in July. It's on Ethereum. Blech. I don't know, man. Creating the largest Web3 culture economy. What the fuck is a culture economy? Why should I care? So the thing is, like, this thing's just too complicated for people these days. People just want memes. People are fucking retarded this cycle. They want the stupidest thing. It's almost like the internet is trolling people. What makes the least sense out there? What makes the least sense? Whatever makes the least sense is probably going to be the winner. Yeah, this is looking ugly. This looks like a distribution to me. Nice little supply tail on top of this LPSY, right under the support/resistance flip. Not financial advice. I mean, you got to do your own thing. Don't listen to some fucking YouTuber, especially when we're, you know, when he's talking bearish on something as we enter into a bull market. But I'm not expecting great things out of this project personally. On a lighter note, on a more positive note, let's take a look at Doge, the king of memes. The king of memes has spoken. Holy smokes. Look at this chart. Unbelievable. I mean, believable, but damn it. 38 cents. Halfway up to the all-time high. That's nuts, guys. That's nuts. That's really, really quite the move. Quite the move for Doge. 83% on this weekly candle, on the prior weekly candle, and on this weekly candle sitting at 40%. Stupendous move for Doge. Looking really, really good. It's probably going to continue. Is it going to cool off? It'll cool off when Bitcoin cools off. So maybe we get up to kind of that. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to the all-time high. If I expect Bitcoin to get to that 120-ish range, and it is able to get to that 120-ish range, then I wouldn't be surprised to see Doge kind of flirting somewhere around its all-time highs, maybe even tagging the all-time highs. So somewhere up here. I mean, it's quite the range here, but it's a volatile meme coin, so you got to do that. Anywhere between 57 to 74 cents. Quite the range, but I'm just going off of the structure here on the weekly. Wouldn't be surprised. So all eyes on Bitcoin. You got to see what Bitcoin's doing, and all eyes on the rotation. A lot of over exuberance right now with Doge. Be careful. I'm not trading it. We got some spot positions that we're still sitting in, but I'm not actively trading it because the volatility is a little too wild. Tucker is interesting because it burns tokens every time it gets a media buy. Okay. Hi, GT. Good morning from Singapore. Can you talk more about your plans to buy some real estate before the bear market comes and getting the line of credit? No, that's getting a little too personal. It's getting a little too personal with my plans. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you where. I'm not going to tell you how. I'm just going to tell you that, you know, if I'm going to sell Bitcoin, the hardest asset in the world, I'm certainly not going to sell that for fiat. We'll leave it at that. And if you have the ability to borrow fiat, the most useless stuff in the world, that's going to zero, you're far better off borrowing fiat and not selling your Bitcoin. So we'll have that as well. Good evening from Ontario, Canada. Can you also check out Sui? Yeah, let's take a look at Sui. Sui, the coin I keep hearing about that I never look at. Layer ones. I like layer ones. Okay. Sui has a bit of a cult following. The last time we looked at Sui, we said if it broke above this line of resistance here, this, I don't even know when I drew this, but I drew this kind of double bottom formation here on Sui. I said when we get above that, we're going to start breaking out. We got above that. We're starting to break out. From a Wyckoff point of view, this is a good kind of hold. Now, there's not a lot of value in me taking a position at these levels, at these extensions. We will pull back. Even if we pull back from a higher price, we will pull back. If I was to take a position in Sui, I would need to see probably a 50% pullback, which is normal in a bull market, by the way. You get 25, 30% pullbacks in Bitcoin. That equates to like 40 to 50% pullbacks in altcoins. So if we can get a steep enough pullback, I'll consider an entry because of the amount of people talking about this. I'll consider adding to the position in Doge. I will consider a new entry in Sui. But I'm also not going to get overextended in alts. Don't need to. Bitcoin's been the blessing this market cycle. Blub, #1 trending meme on Sui. Blub. It's a fish meme on Sui. Launched in August. 24-hour trading volume at a pitiful 2 million. With a market cap of 45 million. So not super surprising. Let's see how ridiculous this is. It's just so easy to fucking scam people these days. Like, we all know it's a scam. I'm not saying like, oh, I hope you know this is a scam. Like, we all know it's a scam. All the memes are. But it's just so interesting. Like, I've been in this market for a very long time. And in prior market cycles, like, you needed a team with their LinkedIn profiles and a roadmap and a white paper and architecture of the design and, disclosed token distributions and disclosed wallet addresses and this and that. And like, it was so involved to try and get somebody to buy a fucking anything. And now it's like, guys, I don't know about you, but we got a picture of a fucking cartoon fish here. I don't know. Seems like it could go far. Seems like it can go far. What chain is it on, you ask? Oh, it's on Sui. We have a fish on Sui. Give me all your money. Or let me give you all my money. Take my money. That's what the meme is. Take my money. It's interesting. It's interesting to watch the development of the market. Small cap coins are VC plays. You need a large portfolio of them, and to diversify the risk, go high liquidity if you're into trading. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Pepe coin price prediction. This is it. Pepe coin news. All right. 100% gain considered altcoin season? Fuck no. We've done 2,500x already, and it's still not altcoin season. Let's take a look at Pepe. Now, the Pepe that I want to look at is not the Pepe that everybody cares about. See, there's Pepe, and then there's Pepe Ordinals. Ordinals Pepe. That's the one you want. That's the one you want. Oof, volatile chart. Nice little accumulation. Let's pull this up. Let's pull this up on the charts here. Pepe. How do we get Pepe Ordinals? See, this is the problem. This is the problem. Trying to get Pepe Ordinals. We might have to go to Ordinals wallet. Pepe. Oops. Pepe. BRC20 Pepe. 1 day. Linear. There we go. 210 sats per Pepe. I like everything ordinals I like to do in sats. That's what you're using to pay. That's what you're getting when you sell. If you were around in 2016, 2017, every altcoin was paired against Bitcoin. Does anybody remember that? Let me know in the chat if you remember that all altcoin trading was done on the Bitcoin pair. Let's see who the OGs are. But yeah, these charts are far more accurate than the dollar chart is going to be, because this is the source. The source is on the Bitcoin. It's on the Bitcoin dexes. So the source, this is what you need: 210 sats per Pepe. Not showing a huge outperformance here. Maybe this isn't the most up-to-date data. Let's go back over to CoinGecko. And let's turn it on to the Bitcoin pair. How do I do that again? Yes, compare with BTC. So BTC, yeah, we got a little bit of a pump. So maybe there's some lagging data on Ordinals wallet. The price is way up, way different price. Oh yes, no, that's correct. That's correct. Oh no, it's like 500. No, 13,000 sats, not 210 sats. This is incorrect data. I wonder if we can get it on Magic Eden. I don't think Magic Eden's good for tokens, but let's try. No, we'll go to Unisat. I hate the Unisat charts, but they are kind of going to be the most accurate, the most up-to-date. BRC20, Pepe. The charts are so ugly, though. Where are they? Did they even take them away because they were so ugly? Oh, here they are. Like, how useless is that? All right, so it's not super liquid. It's not super liquid, but yeah, it's up at 140. Nah, that's not right either. I don't know. Somewhere Pepe is this price. Somewhere Pepe is this price, but it's not on the dexes, so that's interesting. Most insanely stupid thing is smoking chicken fish. That sounds stupid. That's a winner right there. That's got to be a rune. It's got to be a rune. Smoking chicken fish. Yeah, we'll take a quick look at Theta. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this message out to people. A lot of people don't realize how high Bitcoin is at. And the only way they're going to know that is if they start getting triggered by the algorithm. Theta, it's a laggard. It's a really weak asset. There's worse out there. For sure. I've seen much worse charts. Litecoin is fucking horrendous. XRP is gross as well. Specifically in Bitcoin terms. I don't know how they're doing on their fiat pair, but if I go to Theta BTC, not to be too negative, but it hasn't been at this price since 2020. So if you got into Theta early during the 2020 run, you've made no money. It's completely retraced. Not as bad as Litecoin, though. Litecoin BTC. Litecoin has never seen a price this low. Litecoin has never seen a price this low. So, Theta's not that bad. It's not as bad as Litecoin. I guess that's something to be thankful for. XRP is at the lowest prices it's ever existed at. Right around there. So it's better than XRP. But it's a laggard. So here's the thing. And I'm not trying to sway your decisions. You know, this is, again, not financial advice. I don't want you to make any portfolio adjustments purely off of what I'm saying. But what you need to observe in the market is every cycle is different and every cycle is the same. So the structure, the time, the emotions of humans throughout that structure and time, cycle to cycle, is almost exactly the same every single cycle. That's one thing that I've noticed. It's almost exactly the same every single cycle. But the coins are always different. Do you know what Grostal coin is? No. Nobody fucking knows what Grostal coin is. Do you know what Feather coin is? No. You have no idea what Feather coin is. What about Golem? Do you know Golem? Do you know Omise Go? Like, every cycle is different with coins. We're in a new cycle, new coins. Theta was from the last cycle. It's not going to do well this cycle. Litecoin was from 2 cycles ago. It's not going to do well this cycle. This is where kind of my Bitcoin maxi stuff comes out, but I'm right. I'm right about this. You can look at the data. The data, you know, the charts are truth. Price is not, you know, up for negotiation. This is exactly what's happening in the charts. And when you look at newer projects, they're doing fantastic. Why is Solana doing way better than Ethereum? Because Ethereum's from 2 cycles ago and Solana's from last cycle. That's why. If you really want to strip it down. So, you know, I'm not expecting big things to come out of Theta. Do I expect the price of Theta to go up during a bull market? Yes. Is it going to melt faces? No. That's my opinion. To me, XRP mostly looks like a TradFi bankers play. I don't know where Cardano fits into that. Fits into this. Cardano is actually doing something very smart, even though they're at the lowest price they've ever been in Bitcoin terms. But Cardano USD is starting to build a narrative that it can be built on Bitcoin. And it's actually positioned much better than XRP. XRP, so, you know, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't try that hard not to hurt feelings. I don't intend to hurt feelings. I intend to share my opinions. And my personality can be frank. And some people find frank to be aggressive. But the whole thing with XRP is that it's going to be cross-border remittances for banks. They haven't done it. They're not going to do it. No banks are using them, actually using them. They have partners with a bunch of banks, partnerships with a bunch of banks, but no users are actually using it. They haven't built any apps. Meanwhile, the institutions and the banks are buying Bitcoin. They're building on Bitcoin. They're building Bitcoin banks. And I can think of 3 apps off of the top of my head that are cross-border remittances applications built on the Lightning Network. So everything that XRP said they were going to do, they haven't done. And everything that XRP said they were going to do, Bitcoin already has. Leave it at there. Ron, give us some good news. Yeah, we can take a look at that. Old coins, old news. Why not look into this cycle's new coins? Well, we have. We've been doing some of that. This cycle, so another reason that a lot of people are kind of left confused this cycle, and it took me a while to kind of catch on to this, was this cycle is not fundamentally driven at all. People are buying memes. This cycle is about memes. This cycle has 0 utility. So the people from prior cycles that are like, oh, we have DeFi applications and we have, you know, trustless swaps and we have zero knowledge proof and we got DeFi with liquidity pools and yield and blah, 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 blah. Like, it was really exciting, innovative, cool things. And none of that fucking matters. None of that fucking matters now. So It's interesting. It is interesting. Let's take a look at Ronin chain. I like the layer ones. Let's take a look at 2 layer ones. We'll take a look at Ronin, but let's take a look at Ton chain. So this is the Telegram chain. Nice little support / resistance flip here, coming down, holding support that it's tested multiple times. It hasn't broken its downward sloping structure, but it's not a terrible chart. I kind of like it from a Wyckoff point of view. Let's turn this drawings off. Let's turn off Bang Box. Let's give it a little trading range here. It's not bad. So it's butt up against the mean here. So if it can get above the mean, it'll probably rally up to the top. And if it can start to consolidate here at around $7 and take out some of the highs here, it's going to rally. It's going to rally, probably double, even triple in a short amount of time. There is such a built-in user base for Ton chain that I don't know if it's called Ton chain, but the Telegram blockchain, everybody uses Telegram. If you're in crypto, you have Telegram. Everybody, they have such a built-in community. If this thing starts to rally, it's going to take nothing for people to buy it. It's going to take nothing for people to buy it. Ronin chain is a little bit different. Most of the market is bearish on gaming. Now, in the prior show, we talked about how you have mini cycles inside of the macro cycle. So you'll have different sectors rallying at different times. AI is a strong one where you get AI rallies. Everything AI rallies at the same time. You'll get metaverse stuff rallying all at the same time. You'll get gaming rallying at the same time. Memes rallying at the same time. Gaming is still enough of a community-based thing that it will probably get at least some attention at some point. But I'm also quite bearish on gaming as a whole. I don't think it's going to get, it's not going to get the mania that we saw last cycle. It's just not. Gaming was always stupid. Gaming was always made no sense. The only way that blockchain gaming makes sense is if the underlying asset being issued to the players or being won by the players is Bitcoin. So the point at which a game is collecting sats and redistributing sats, that's going to do really, really well. The problem is nobody's willing to do that right now. Nobody is willing to create a project that just collects sats and redistributes sats. They're not willing to do it. They would rather create their own token and try and create their own market cap with their own project and keep this false thing running. Now, because nobody's willing to do what actually needs to be done, nobody's actually going to create anything great. And until somebody rips the Band-Aid off and says, you know what, we got to go about this the right way, and we need to create games that focus on the Bitcoin network, it's just not going to be a super bullish thing. When that happens, there will be a mania, but it's not happening anytime soon. Pepe Ordinals is Pepe BRC on Gate. That's good to know. Pepe BRC. There it is. Bitmart and Gate. There it is. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's not great. I like the accumulation. I like the accumulation from a Wyckoff point of view. But it's also ugly. It's also quite ugly. It's trying. I think it'll get a rejection, actually. I think it'll reject. It'll probably come back down for a third bottom here out of this double bottom and then break out. I just don't think ordinals are ready. I don't think ordinals are ready to run. They will be. And when they run, they're going to run fucking hard. I just don't think they're ready. Hop into the Discord, everybody. We got some links there for the Discord if you haven't already joined. Sign up on Blowfin if you want a no KYC trading experience, or use BitGet if you would like to use coin margin, meaning that your successful trades stack you more sats. By signing up for each one of those exchanges, not only do you get a cash back based off of your deposit, but you also gain free access to the Discord where we're sharing all of our trades, free access to all of our trading bots so that the bots can manage your portfolio for you, and access to just a great community full of traders that you can ask all of the questions that you want to ask 24/7, full-time support. We hope to see you in the group. Go to blackbox.pro, BLKBOX.pro, sign up for free. Username, password, email, and password. That's all we need. And you can get into the group today. I feel like there was one I'm missing. What am I missing? If the Bitcoin DeFi narrative comes to fruition, it will, and we get high fees, does this set up Fractal Bitcoin to take advantage? It would. But we're figuring out a lot. Yeah, Fractal Bitcoin. Fractal Bitcoin. I got a shit ass entry on Fractal Bitcoin, and I'm sure a lot of other people in the Fractal Bitcoin ecosystem are sharing that pain. But yeah, it's just not time for ordinals. It's really that simple. Like, if it's an ordinal, it's not ready. Like, what ordinal's ready? Unit, Ordi, maybe. Ordi might be the leader. Actually, what did we decide was the leader? Who was the leader? It was a meme coin. It wasn't Ordi, it was some other ordinal. Anyways, these are kind of repairing the trend. You're not going to get a lot of excitement when the trend is repairing. You only get excitement when the trend is rallying. When we start to rally, then everything goes. That hasn't happened yet. All right. Do we take a look at TradFi at all? Cooling off a little bit on TradFi. A couple red days on TradFi. It doesn't mean red days for Bitcoin, though. How's Bitcoin doing? I'm confident this candle, this daily candle will finish out green. I don't think we're going to crash just yet. I think we get relatively low resistance all the way up to my target of around $118,000 to $125,000. So we just got to kind of chop to the upside. We'll get some bearish looking consolidation that will just keep making higher highs and higher lows. And then eventually that bearish consolidation will start to look really bullish, and then we'll extend. We'll extend to the upside. MSTR broke its early 2000s all-time high. That's fucking wild. MSTR, MicroStrategy. For those who don't know, MicroStrategy is not a new company. It's been around since the dot-com bubble. It was a huge, huge winner of the dot-com bubble. And look at that. That's the dot-com bubble, ladies and gentlemen. March 2000. Look at that. And we're reliving it again. We are reliving it. Look at this. Beautiful. Look at that gap on the weekly. Look at that weekly gap. Hoo-wee. Is that gap going to get filled? Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful performance. I mean, MicroStrategy is the darling child of traditional finance right now. MicroStrategy is absolutely slaying and completely changing the narrative of what it means to be an exchange traded fund. I believe that's what MicroStrategy. I guess it's a technology company. I don't know. It's changing the name as to what it means to hold Bitcoin on the balance sheet. And there's going to be a whole stock market rally around the fact that big companies are going to start putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet for no other reason than to see stock appreciation. This is going to be a trend. This will be a mania. This will be a mania in traditional finance from the stocks. You're going to see all of these companies put Bitcoin on the balance sheet just so that they can add 20, 30, maybe 100% to their stock, the stock valuation. It's not even going to be a big allocation. They'll just be like, oh, we're adding, a 5% allocation to our treasury in Bitcoin. Boom. Stock is up 20% overnight. Add 5, get 20. It's going to be a mania. It's going to be an absolute mania. I was doing consulting work for MicroStrategy in 2000. Wild. That's crazy. Very cool. Very cool. Sailor is performing a speculative attack on the dollar. Ooh, I like that. I like the way you've framed that. Sailor is performing a speculative attack on the dollar. I like that. That's cool. Yes, indeed. They are creating a mania. He is creating a speculative mania to attack the dollar. Love it. All right. On that bright and shiny note, I think it's time to get out of here. Been streaming for about an hour. I'll just remind you guys one last time. I'm not going to show you the site or anything, but come and take advantage of everything we're offering. We have the best deal in crypto. I've looked around. I see what other people are doing. They're charging you, the shitty ones charge you $50 a month, and they're not worth being in. The good ones charge you a minimum of $500 a month just for the privilege of being in their trading group. It's kind of ridiculous. And it can go up from there. We're giving you a trading group. We're giving you signals. We're giving you automated trading strategies and bots. We're giving you access to information if you have questions about wallets and how to custody Bitcoin and how to, it's way outside of the realm of just trading. Anything you want to know, we have access to that information and can share it with you. And we're giving it all away for free. All you have to do is sign up with one of our partner exchanges. If you take one of our trades, trade on one of those partnered exchanges. That's all that we ask. That's the only catch, and that comes at no extra cost to you. It's a no-brainer. There's no risk. Try us out. And until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.